Chosen one, stop scrolling right now. Do not click away from this message. You did not find this recording by accident today. The universe did not just drop this on your screen. The Holy Spirit orchestrated this exact intersection in time because you are exhausted, and your weary soul desperately needs to hear this specific truth before you take another step. Listen carefully. There is a very specific reason why your life has felt so overwhelmingly strange lately. You have been craving isolation. You want to withdraw from the noise. And even the most simple, everyday conversations feel like they are pulling the vital life force right out of your bones while you pretend everything is perfectly normal. Your soul is begging for a quiet place to hide. Think about how your body has felt over the last few weeks. You wake up after a full night of sleep and you still feel incredibly heavy. Your shoulders are tight, your chest carries a silent ache. You push through your day and you smile for them, but inside you are barely holding on because the spiritual weight has become entirely too much for one person to carry. People look at you and think you are doing just fine. They see your strength, but they do not see the silent battles you fight the moment you close your bedroom door. You have been carrying a heavy emotional burden that nobody else understands. You even started to wonder if something is physically wrong with you, and you secretly thought you were finally losing your mind. You are not losing your mind. And you are definitely not broken. What I am about to tell you is something the system desperately wants to hide from you today. There is a massive spiritual shift happening right behind the veil. And this heavy exhaustion you feel is actually the physical proof that your long season of struggling and scraping by is finally coming to an end. Take one deep breath slowly, drop your shoulders, and let the tension leave your neck. I need you to understand what is actually happening in the unseen realm right now. You have been fighting intense spiritual warfare on behalf of your bloodline for many years. You absorbed the toxic chaos of everyone around you so they could have a moment of peace, and you became their living shield. But heaven is stepping in today with a direct command. The universe is literally forcing your physical body to shut down and rest. This sudden lack of energy is not a sign of weakness. It is a divine quarantine. God is pulling you away from the loud noise of the world because your delicate vessel needs quiet time to heal from the deep trauma of survival mode. You cannot enter your new season with the exhaust fumes of your past. Your spirit needs a total reset. That is why the doors slammed shut recently. That is why those people suddenly walked out of your life without a single explanation or apology. It felt like a brutal rejection at the time, but looking back, it was actually the most profound spiritual protection you could ever receive. I know how many tears you have cried in secret. I know how many times you sat alone in your car. You just wanted to catch your breath before walking into the house. You gave absolutely everything you had to people who never even bothered to check on your fragile heart. You poured from an empty cup until there was absolutely nothing left to give to yourself. Stop punishing yourself for not being productive right now. The Matrix programmed you to believe a lie. They want you to think your worth is tied to how much you grind and hustle. But the spiritual realm operates on a completely different and higher law. The massive blessing you have been crying out for is already dispatched, and your beautiful wish is literally in motion right now. And here is the crucial secret that most people miss. You cannot receive a mega deposit of abundance if your nervous system is trapped in a state of panic. You cannot hold a supreme blessing if your hands are constantly shaking from extreme physical exhaustion. Heaven grounded you and forced you to sit entirely still so you could safely catch what is about to fall from the sky. Lock your attention right here. Do not let your mind wander back to your worries. The enemy wants you to feel guilty for resting today. The dark forces want you to panic about your finances and your fragile future while you are sitting in this quiet waiting room. They desperately want you to break the divine quarantine and run blindly back into the toxic cycle of endless stress. But you must resist that urge to rush. You must honor the silence that surrounds you right now. Notice how the unnecessary drama has finally faded away. This empty space is not loneliness. This is the sacred clearing of your path. What heaven is preparing for you requires a fully healed vessel, and you must completely surrender to this deep rest because your glorious transition starts today. Before I go any further, I need you to understand something deeply. Society looks at your extreme exhaustion and calls it a failure. They tell you that you are falling behind your peers. They want you to believe that your lack of energy is a sign of personal weakness. But the world judges with a broken lens. Heaven views your situation with absolute clarity. You are not suffering from a normal worldly sadness. Your brilliant spirit is exhausted from fighting massive battles in the unseen realm. You have been waging a quiet war against dark frequencies for your entire life. Your soul has been carrying the unhealed trauma of your ancestors, and breaking a generational curse takes a physical toll on your human body that science cannot easily explain. Listen to me carefully. The heaviness you feel is actually a profound spiritual transition. You are not shrinking back into the shadows. You are actually gathering intense energy for a monumental leap forward. Think of an arrow being pulled tightly back against a bowstring. The pulling back feels completely unnatural, but it is the only way to launch forward with extreme force. People told you that you just need to work harder. They said you just need to push through the pain and keep producing. But forcing yourself to hustle right now would be completely destructive. The system feeds on your endless panic and anxiety. But heaven is commanding you to step out of that toxic cycle and rest in your quiet authority. This brings us to the exact reason heaven brought you here today. Your current isolation is not a punishment for making bad choices. The universe is not turning its back on you. This deep solitude is actually a divine quarantine to protect your frequency. God is actively shielding your delicate energy from people who secretly harbor dark intentions toward your future. You used to be surrounded by so many voices. You used to have a wide circle of friends who demanded your constant attention, but lately the room has grown incredibly quiet. The phone does not ring as often as it used to. This sudden silence used to bring you fear, but now you must recognize it as an absolute blessing. Heaven is clearing the runway for your arrival. Take a moment to truly process this truth. You are the chosen one. You are the specific person designated to carry a rare frequency into this broken world. And because your light is so incredibly bright, it naturally attracts people who are walking in deep darkness. They came to you for healing, but they ended up draining your vital life force without ever giving back. You acted as a spiritual shield for everyone you loved. You absorbed their harsh chaos, and you handed them back pure peace. You literally processed their toxic emotions through your own physical body. That is exactly why you feel so unbelievably heavy today. It was a holy sacrifice, but God says your time as a human shield is officially over. You are done protecting them. I need you to pause and really hear this next part. Your season of constantly bleeding out energy for ungrateful people has expired. Heaven is putting a solid wall of fire around your mind today. From this moment forward, your energy is far too expensive to spend on cheap drama. You are entering a sanctuary where only high frequencies are allowed to cross the threshold. The delay you have been crying about is not a denial. God is not holding back your blessings because you are unworthy. God is holding them back because your physical vessel was too exhausted to safely carry them. If the universe handed you your deepest wish while you were still bleeding, the massive weight of that blessing would have completely crushed you. This quiet season is your spiritual restoration. God is expanding your internal capacity so you can finally hold the massive abundance that belongs to your bloodline. Your nervous system is being carefully rewired in the silence. You are learning how to breathe without the constant pressure of survival mode hovering over your weary shoulders. Stay with me, because this is where the plot twists. The dark entities wanted you to believe that your life was permanently ruined. They tried to convince you that this dark valley was your final destination, but they completely miscalculated your spiritual resilience. They thought the isolation would break your mind, but it actually forged you into an untouchable warrior. You survived the wilderness completely alone. You walked through the terrifying fire, and you came out completely purified. You did not compromise your gentle heart, even when the world gave you every single reason to turn bitter. That level of spiritual integrity is extremely rare, and heaven is preparing to reward your quiet faithfulness in a very public way. So, do not fight the exhaustion anymore. Surrender completely to the stillness that surrounds you today. Allow your weary bones to sink into this divine rest without a single ounce of guilt. You are perfectly safe in this hidden sanctuary. Your wish is currently being transported through the spiritual realm, and all you have to do right now is rest and prepare to receive it. Let me explain what is actually happening in the spirit realm right now. You need to see the invisible war you just survived. You thought you were just having a string of bad days, but the truth is far more profound than normal daily stress. You believed you were simply dealing with difficult people. You were actually the main target of a massive spiritual attack. Listen carefully to this next revelation. The dark forces did not target you because you are weak. They targeted you because your inner light is absolutely blinding. The Matrix recognizes a chosen one from miles away, and the broken system is completely terrified of your massive potential today. They knew you were about to break the generational curse forever. So they sent specific people into your life to act as energy vampires. These individuals disguised themselves as friends or helpless victims who needed your guidance. You opened your gentle heart to them, and you freely gave them your precious time and resources without ever asking for anything in return. But they never actually wanted your wise advice. They only wanted to consume your vital life force. You acted as a spiritual shield for people who secretly resented your pure frequency. Every time you listened to their endless complaints, you took on their toxic karma. You literally processed their dark energy through your own physical vessel because your beautiful soul is naturally wired to heal the broken. That is the exact reason why you felt so completely drained today. Take a deep breath right now. Remember those days when you could barely drag yourself out of bed. Your mind was completely clouded with heavy fog. You felt a sudden wave of sadness that did not even belong to you, and the enemy was actively trying to break your mind. They wanted to keep your frequency low. They feared your divine authority. But heaven did not leave you defenseless in this brutal season. God watched every single time they took advantage of your kindness. The universe recorded every single moment you chose to be gentle in a world that treated you with extreme cruelty. And right when the enemy thought they had finally defeated you, the spiritual tables completely turned in your favor. The dark entities are currently in a state of absolute panic. The energy cords connecting you to those toxic people have been completely severed by divine command. You are no longer bleeding out your spiritual currency. And without your bright light to sustain them, those energy vampires are now turning on each other in the dark. Their entire plot has collapsed. This leads directly into the exact reason heaven brought you here today. There are 3 silent spiritual truths behind the terrifying silence of your enemies right now. Many chosen ones fail to recognize the first sign, and it costs them their peace of mind. I am going to reveal these 3 truths to you. You must understand them deeply. Truth number 1 is the sudden isolation of the people who used to drain you. They did not leave you because you did something wrong. They were aggressively removed from your path by unseen angelic forces, and their sudden absence is the ultimate proof of protection. A massive spiritual cleansing has just taken place. You are breathing clean air. Chosen one, do not let your mind wander here. Lock your attention on what I am about to say. The system wants you to mourn the loss of those toxic relationships. The Matrix wants you to feel guilty for walking away. But you must realize that keeping them in your life would have blocked the mega deposit heaven is trying to send you. Truth number 2 involves the sudden stillness in your own mind today. For months, you were plagued by racing thoughts and deep anxiety. But notice how beautifully quiet your spirit feels right at this exact moment, because the unseen war has finally ended. That profound silence is not a coincidence. It is the direct result of God shutting down the spiritual warfare entirely. You survived the invisible war. You are no longer a casualty of the system. You have officially graduated from being a weary victim to a quiet victor. But there is still one final truth about this terrifying silence, and it will finally explain the massive reward that is coming. The third truth is the most powerful revelation of all. We are going to get to that exact third truth in just a moment. But before I reveal the final sign of your victory, you have to acknowledge your own strength. You endured an attack designed to destroy entire bloodlines, yet you are still standing here today with a pure heart. Your resilience is a masterpiece of God. Your current peace is your ultimate revenge. Take one more deep breath slowly. Let the reality of your survival wash over you. The heavy armor you have been wearing for years is finally falling off your tired shoulders. The war is officially over, and the spoils of that long battle are currently being gathered in the unseen realm. You are about to witness the most glorious spiritual vindication. And finally, we arrive at the third truth. This is the exact sign that proves your generational curse is completely broken. The sudden, unexplainable quietness in your mind today means your ultimate reward is officially in transit. The heavy spiritual warfare had to end so the angelic forces could safely deliver your massive blessing. You endured the violent storm. Listen carefully, because your weary soul desperately needs this confirmation. The universe does not just drop a mega deposit into your life without sending clear signals first. There are 5 specific signs that your beautiful wish is currently being transported through the unseen realm. You are not waiting in vain. Heaven is actively moving on your behalf right now. Sign number 1 is your sudden loss of desire to explain yourself to anybody. You used to care deeply about what other people thought of your difficult journey. You desperately wanted them to understand your hidden pain. But recently, you woke up and simply stopped caring. You no longer feel the need to defend your pure intentions to committed misunderstanding. This is a profound shift in your spiritual frequency. The enemy used to trigger you into endless, exhausting arguments just to drain your brilliant light. But now, they try to provoke you, and you have absolutely zero reaction. You just watch their chaos with quiet amusement. That divine silence means your energy is perfectly sealed and ready to receive abundance. Take a deep breath right now. Sign number 2 involves your sleep patterns over the last few nights. You have been waking up suddenly around 3 or 4 in the morning. Your heart is not racing with horrible anxiety anymore. You simply wake up feeling incredibly alert, because God is downloading sacred instructions directly into your sensitive spirit. While your physical body rests, the unseen world is heavily active. The universe is rewiring your subconscious mind to hold extreme wealth and authority. You wake up feeling like a massive tectonic plate just shifted in your daily life. You cannot explain the exact feeling to anyone else, but your spirit absolutely knows the grand delivery is drawing incredibly near. Sign number 3 is the sudden appearance of strange, tiny miracles. You are starting to notice small, random blessings dropping out of completely nowhere. A stranger shows you unexpected kindness on a terrible day. A small financial favor appears just when you needed it the most. These are not random events. Everything is a brilliant divine appointment orchestrated by heaven. These tiny miracles are just the gentle ripples before the massive wave hits the shore. The broken matrix is finally losing its heavy grip on your magnificent destiny. The system tried to keep you totally financially desperate, so you would settle for pathetic crumbs. But the divine frequency of abundance is overriding their delay. You are breaking completely free today. Chosen one, do not let your mind wander right here. Sign number 4 is the most beautiful confirmation of all. You suddenly feel a deep, unexplainable peace right in the middle of a chaotic storm. Your bank account might still look empty, and your external circumstances might look completely messy. But internally, you are resting securely, like a royal king. People around you are confused by your intense calmness. They wonder why you are not panicking about your fragile future right now. They do not understand that heaven already showed you the glorious end of the movie. Your spirit already saw the final victory. Your unshakable faith is the exact magnet that is pulling your grand wish down to the physical earth. Sign number 5 is the final closing of your painful past. You finally stopped mourning the people who violently betrayed your gentle trust. The heavy grief that you carried for years just magically lifted off your tired chest this week. You forgave them without ever receiving an apology, because holding on to their toxic poison was blocking your incoming blessing. You are officially standing on the edge of a brand new season. The old broken version of you was completely washed away in the heavy flood. You are a masterpiece of God, and you are finally recognizing your own immense value. You are stepping completely out of survival mode. You are entering your divine era of quiet authority right now, with absolute grace. Look closely at all 5 of these signs manifesting in your daily life. They are the absolute physical proof that the unseen realm is heavily pregnant with your exact wish. The angels are literally carrying your mega deposit of peace and provision right to your front door today. The universe is rushing to reward your incredibly pure heart for enduring the darkness. You must align yourself with this incoming frequency today. Type 777 in the comments right now to claim this absolute breakthrough. Do not do it for visibility, but as a physical declaration to the universe that you are ready. Take one deep breath slowly and open your weary hands. Your magnificent reward is happening soon. But here is where it goes much deeper, and this is something nobody else will ever tell you. You have noticed that everything around you has become strangely quiet lately. The chaotic drama that used to surround you every single day has suddenly vanished into thin air. The phone calls have stopped. The demanding texts have ceased. The entire atmosphere feels thick with a very heavy silence. At first, this sudden stillness terrified you. You thought you were doing something wrong because you were so incredibly used to fighting for your life every single day. You were conditioned to expect constant disaster. The Matrix trained your brain to always wait for the next horrible thing to drop. So when the heavy silence came, you naturally braced yourself for another brutal attack. Listen carefully to me right now. This heavy silence is not the quiet before a terrible storm. This profound silence is the absolute destruction of your enemies in the unseen realm. The people who secretly plotted against your beautiful future are currently experiencing severe spiritual backlash. God has placed a massive wall of fire around you, and their toxic arrows cannot penetrate it anymore. The ones who smiled in your face while whispering behind your back are currently dealing with extreme confusion. They thought they had successfully destroyed your brilliant reputation. They launched a smear campaign to drain your precious energy and isolate you from your divine blessings. They completely misunderstood your elegant silence. They foolishly mistook your gentle kindness for pathetic weakness. But heaven has officially flipped the script on them today. The very trap they carefully set for you has become their own miserable spiritual prison. God did not even ask you to defend yourself because he was already acting as your massive shield. You did not have to lift a single finger to prove your innocence to anyone. You simply stayed quiet, and the universe fought your entire battle for you. Take one deep breath slowly. Drop the tension in your jaw. I need you to visualize what is happening right outside your quiet sanctuary. Your enemies are currently turning on each other in absolute panic. The dark energy they maliciously aimed at your pure heart has boomeranged directly back into their own chaotic lives. They are watching you thrive in absolute peace, and it is driving them completely insane. They cannot comprehend how you survived their brutal attacks. They cannot understand why you look so incredibly radiant after everything they put you through. Your untouchable joy is the ultimate revenge. Your quiet success is the absolute loudest response you could ever give them. The universe is publicly vindicating your pure soul, while your haters silently drown in their own bitter karma. And that is exactly why the system is terrified of your massive awakening today. The Matrix cannot control a chosen one who refuses to engage in low-level drama. The dark entities feed on your heavy emotional reactions. They want you to scream and cry and defend your broken ego. But when you simply walk away in complete silence, you instantly starve them of the vital energy they desperately need to survive. You have become a true master of your own sacred energy. You finally realize that your divine frequency is far too expensive to waste on people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You are no longer easily triggered by the childish games of broken people. You have stepped entirely out of their toxic arena, and you are currently sitting securely on your own quiet throne. Before I reveal the divine decree heaven has prepared for you, you must understand one final rule. The enemy will try one last desperate trick to pull you back down into their dark mess. They will send someone from your past to test your new boundaries. They will try to spark a tiny argument just to see if you will still bleed for them. You must remain completely unmoved. Do not take their pathetic bait. Do not reopen the heavy doors that God firmly slammed shut to protect your beautiful future. Let them assume whatever they want about your long silence. You are a masterpiece of God, and you no longer owe anybody an explanation for your absolute peace. Your gentle spirit has endured enough brutal trauma for one lifetime. Your season of being a weary warrior is officially over. The heavy armor is gone, and the beautiful royal robes are currently being placed on your tired shoulders. Heaven has perfectly shielded you from the chaotic fallout. The terrifying silence you feel right now is simply the sound of your massive enemies retreating in absolute defeat. You have won the quiet war. Before I declare the massive reward over your life, we must talk about what comes next. You are about to step into a completely different frequency. The universe is handing you a profound blessing that most people will never experience, but you must know how to protect it. You cannot show your beautiful pearls to people who only understand the heavy dirt. Listen carefully to this crucial instruction. When the mega deposit finally lands in your hands, you must keep your mouth completely shut. Do not rush to tell your old friends about your brand new victory. Do not post your deep spiritual wins on the internet for the Matrix to analyze. Your profound silence is the absolute best protection for your incoming miracle. People who secretly hate your light will try to celebrate your success. They will smile and pretend they are incredibly happy for you, but their dark energy will silently try to poison your pure water. You must guard your holy sanctuary with extreme caution today. Heaven is trusting you with massive authority because you finally learned how to remain quietly victorious. You must understand that new levels always bring completely new devils. As your beautiful frequency rises, the Matrix will send more sophisticated traps to test your solid boundaries. They will try to flatter your ego. They will offer you fake opportunities that carry a very dark spiritual tax. You must use your sharp discernment to block them entirely. Do not let anyone rush your divine process today. The people who are truly meant for your next chapter will fully respect your heavy silence. They will never demand access to your energy when you are resting. Angry people are simply exposing their own toxic intentions. You must let them walk away without a single fight. Take a moment to look back at the brutal road you just traveled. You survived the dark wilderness completely alone. You walked through the terrifying fire, and you came out completely purified. Heaven knows exactly how much it cost you to keep your gentle heart pure. You stayed soft in a broken world, and heaven watched how they violently tried to make you extremely bitter. You always showed up for them when your world was falling apart. You gave them your last drop of water while you were dying of thirst. They never fully appreciated your kind soul. The universe watched you give your pure love to people who treated you like a convenient option. And heaven recorded every single time you chose absolute grace instead of brutal revenge. You absorbed so much heavy pain just to bring peace to your ungrateful family. You cried endless tears in your dark room while everyone else slept comfortably. And nobody ever stopped to ask if your tired shoulders were breaking under the massive pressure. But I see you right now. The Holy Spirit sees every single sacrifice you made in absolute secret. It is completely okay if you feel totally exhausted right now. It is perfectly fine if you do not have the energy to smile today. Your physical body is currently recovering from years of intense spiritual trauma. God is gently wrapping you in a warm blanket of divine peace. You are perfectly safe in this hidden room, and nobody can touch your sacred energy here. You are officially released from the heavy burden of healing people who want to stay broken. Let that profound truth sink deep into your weary bones right now. You do not have to carry their toxic karma for another single second. The universe is washing your hands clean of their mess today. You are finally allowed to rest and receive your own beautiful healing. This quiet sanctuary was built specifically for weary warriors just like you. God guided your tired spirit to this exact message today because you desperately needed a safe place to land. We are shining a bright light in the dark matrix. We protect the chosen ones. And keeping this massive spiritual lighthouse running requires a constant flow of pure energy. If this message just lifted a heavy weight off your chest today, I humbly ask you to stand with us. If your weary soul found profound peace here, consider sowing a gentle seed of gratitude. You will find the safe link in the pinned comment. Your pure energy exchange is not just a simple donation. It is a powerful spiritual act of deep alignment. Your gentle support directly allows us to reach the next chosen one who is sitting in the dark right now. Someone else is crying in their car today. They secretly think they are completely alone in this brutal war. Your beautiful seed helps us throw them a vital lifeline before they completely give up. We are building a massive army of awakened spirits together. Do not feel pressured to give if your physical hands are currently empty. Your pure intention and your quiet prayers are equally valuable to heaven. Just take one deep breath and prepare your magnificent heart for what is coming next. Drop your shoulders and open your tired hands right now. The time for painful waiting is officially over, and heaven is finally delivering your supreme verdict today. I declare right now that your season of deep suffering is permanently over. The universe is completely flipping the script on your enemies today. Those who sat in the dark and spoke poorly of your pure name are about to witness a massive miracle. God is preparing a beautiful feast for you right in front of their eyes. You have officially won. In the mighty name of the Creator, I break every generational cycle today. The heavy chains that tried to wrap around your weary mind are finally snapping. The extreme poverty and the broken relationships stop with you right now because you are the ultimate cycle breaker. You are stepping into absolute freedom. I decree that the suffocating mantle of survival mode is completely falling off your tired shoulders. You are no longer just barely surviving in the shadows, and you are stepping into a divine and unprecedented era of pure authority. The spiritual war you fought for your bloodline has been decisively won in the unseen realm. Breathe that beautiful truth out. Now let us talk about the people who violently tried to destroy you. They completely misunderstood your elegant silence and mistook your kindness for pathetic weakness. But heaven is stepping in as your ultimate defense attorney today. The dark confusion they maliciously tried to cast onto your life is returning directly to their own camp. Watch them panic. The very trap they carefully set for you has become their own miserable prison. They are turning on each other while your beautiful peace becomes entirely untouchable, and their bitter karma is falling heavily while your pure spirit rises. God did not ask you to defend yourself because He was already acting as your massive shield. You are fully vindicated. Remember the massive door that unexpectedly slammed shut in your face recently. You cried because you thought heaven was brutally rejecting your deepest prayer. But here is the magnificent truth. The enemy desperately tried to hide from you because that painful rejection was actually your divine protection from a terrible disaster. God was securely hiding you away. God kept that specific door closed because entering it too early would have completely crushed your fragile spirit. He isolated you to completely cleanse your inner circle. The angelic forces needed an empty room so they could safely drop the mega deposit into your clean hands. The period of exact preparation is finally complete. Your wish is here. A massive and unstoppable shift has just fractured the broken system forever. The divine frequency of pure abundance is completely overriding the long delay. God is unlocking a mega deposit of immense wealth and total clarity. The elite circles maliciously tried to keep this absolute breakthrough hidden from you, but heaven is bypassing the dark matrix completely today. You are not sitting at the absolute bottom of the barrel anymore. You are currently holding the sacred keys to the glorious kingdom. The universe is handing you full access to the spiritual inheritance you rightfully earned, and the heavy financial pressure that choked your family for decades is completely dissolving. You are incredibly rich. Your physical body is finally releasing the terrible trauma of the past. The chronic exhaustion is lifting off your weary bones right at this exact second. You can literally feel the warm divine energy flowing back into your tight shoulders. The Holy Spirit is actively restoring every single thing the dark enemy stole from your gentle heart. Receive it. Every single tear you cried in total secret has been carefully collected by heaven. God is turning your private pain into a massive public triumph today. The universe is multiplying your profound blessings because you kept your heart pure in a wicked world while you refused to become bitter. Your incredible reward is totally unmatched. I command the heavy fog of dark spiritual exhaustion to completely leave your sensitive mind. I declare that your sacred energy is permanently sealed against all dark attacks. No weapon formed against your beautiful future will ever prosper in this new season because you are a masterpiece of God and your light is too bright to hide. Shine boldly. Step out of the dark shadows and claim your absolute spiritual authority right now. The universe is rolling out the grand red carpet for your arrival. Your quiet victory is currently shaking the unseen realm to its absolute core. The ancestors who prayed for this exact breakthrough are watching you with tears of pure joy. You did it. Do not shrink back to make the broken people around you feel comfortable. You are no longer an outcast or a forgotten black sheep. You are the chosen one who successfully crossed the terrifying wilderness completely intact, and your magnificent wish is no longer a distant dream. The absolute reality of your supreme blessing is arriving today. Let the divine validation wash over your weary soul like a gentle river. You survived the absolute worst storms they could possibly throw at you. You are entering a season of effortless miracles where you do not have to struggle anymore, and God is fighting your daily battles while you simply rest in your power. The beautiful crown is yours. Now that heaven has officially issued this magnificent decree over your life, you must learn how to protect it. The universe is handing you a profound blessing today, but you must become a wise steward of this massive energy. Your greatest weapon right now is absolute silence. Do not rush out to tell the world about your brand new victory. Keep this sacred revelation completely hidden in your heart for now. The Matrix will immediately send curious people to probe your sudden peace. They will ask you strange questions because your radiant light is making their dark spirits incredibly uncomfortable. You must let them misunderstand your pure intentions completely. You no longer need to explain your complex soul to people who are entirely committed to misunderstanding your spirit. Let them assume whatever they want about your quiet distance. The system completely hates your brand new boundaries. The broken matrix wants you to slip back into your old habits of pleasing toxic people, but you must fiercely guard this elevated frequency. When your phone rings and your deep intuition tells you to ignore it, you must absolutely listen to that divine warning. God is giving you complete permission to protect your peace without offering a single apology to anyone. You have officially entered the divine sanctuary of quiet authority today. Your pure energy is simply too expensive to spend on their cheap drama. From this glorious moment forward, your calm presence alone will command immediate respect. You do not have to raise your tired voice to prove your immense value anymore. Your elegant silence will permanently speak volumes to the people who previously doubted your worth. Watch how the chaotic situations naturally resolve themselves without your physical involvement. You used to constantly intervene to fix their broken lives. You used to sacrifice your own precious sleep to solve the heavy problems they created for themselves. But you are leaving that exhausting role far behind you today. You are stepping back and letting the universe handle the heavy lifting while you simply sit and rest. This is what true spiritual graduation actually looks like in the physical realm. You are no longer the weary warrior fighting endlessly in the dirty trenches. You are a royal king or queen sitting securely on your rightful throne. God is crowning your pure head with supreme peace today, and you must wear that heavy crown with absolute grace and unshakable confidence because you paid a massive price to earn it. You survived the longest and darkest winter of your entire life. Now you get to safely enjoy the beautiful spiritual spring. Look at the bright light rapidly returning to your tired eyes. Feel the heavy tension finally melting away from your stiff neck. You are healing wonderfully because the toxic source of your pain was permanently removed from your environment. The angelic forces are nursing your wounded spirit. I want to pray a final seal of divine protection over your physical body right now. I ask the angelic forces to completely surround your beautiful mind with a thick wall of fire. I decree that no toxic energy from your painful past will ever cross this sacred boundary. Your delicate nervous system is permanently shielded from the chaotic noise of the broken matrix. You are incredibly safe. I declare that your home is a purified sanctuary of extreme abundance today. Any dark entity that tries to approach your front door will instantly wither and retreat. The universe is actively pushing massive financial miracles directly into your clean hands right now. You will sleep peacefully tonight, knowing that the ancient spiritual war is totally finished. Your beautiful wish is absolutely no longer delayed. Before you close this message today, take one final deep breath with me. Let your weary lungs fill with the clean air of your brand new season. Exhale all the lingering doubt and the heavy fear that the enemy maliciously tried to plant in your brilliant mind. You are absolutely worthy of the massive abundance that is currently flowing in your direction. Do not let the dark matrix ever tell you otherwise. You must physically seal this powerful energy before you leave this safe space. Gently, like this prophetic message, before you walk away today. Do not do it for a worldly metric, but as a physical declaration to the universe that your spirit is in complete alignment. Share this specific revelation with someone your soul brings to mind right now. Heaven knows exactly who they are, and they desperately need this exact lifeline today. Join this beautiful sanctuary and turn on the notification bell immediately. You must secure your firm connection to this pure frequency so the enemy cannot intercept your future messages. We are building an untouchable army of awakened chosen ones right here. We are breaking the heavy generational chains together and lighting up the dark world with our collective spiritual authority. You belong here. Leave a powerful word in the comments down below to lock your magnificent blessing in place. Type 777 right now to accept the mega deposit. Heaven just released. The season of deep isolation has officially expired, and your era of total victory has finally begun. Rest your weary bones tonight with absolute confidence. Your beautiful wish is arriving, and you are entirely free.